Hello, everybody. Tom Eschen here in the FTF studios. And here at FTF, we love to connect you fans with those that are making an impact in not only the sports world, but in the world beyond that as well. Sometimes that comes from athletes. Sometimes that comes from fans themselves. And here today, we sort of have that all combined together in one. You might remember Doug Flutie. I remember seeing him with the Bills. They had the Flutie Flake cereal. Of course, he had a long NFL career. He played a long time in Canada as well, won the Heisman Trophy at Boston College, but he's got all that stuff he did on the field. Off the field, he's also made an incredible impact as well, establishing the Doug Flutie Jr. Foundation for Autism, inspired by his son. The goal being to help people and families who are impacted by autism and giving those who have a disability like autism the tools they need to succeed in life in whatever they may choose. And so we bring in a Flutie Fellow and Andrew Roberts now, a 17-year-old. He's a high school senior as well. And I'd like to say aspiring broadcaster, but I think Andrew already is a broadcaster and a sportscaster. He has done so many things already in his life that's been really impressive on that sort of broadcast note. We'll talk about that as things goes on. Started his own blog, Boston Sports Mania.com, excuse me. So if you guys want to check that out, go ahead. He's got some great takes on there. And in that same light, we'll get to some other stuff in a moment, but we're coming off a weekend in which the Red Sox took 3 of 4 from the Yankees and came back to do it after Domingo Germán was throwing a no-hitter on Sunday in the final game of the series. I'm a Yankees fan. Of course, Andrew, a guy out of New England and whatnot, talking the Red Sox. What makes them so good in the late innings? They've come back so many times this year. They did it again, Andrew.
Well, yeah, first of all, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
It's a great honor to be on the show. And then second of all, I think this Red Sox team, I think part of it is, last year, the management, they had Ron Reineke in, he was the interim manager, and he didn't really get along well with the players, I don't think, as much as Alex Cora does. And I think Alex Cora is keeping these players motivated. He's keeping them determined to persevere. And I think he has a proven history of success with this team. And I think this year they trust Cora to kind of lead the way.
A lot of belief there. And a lot of that started, of course, back in 2004, which now I'm doing the math. Were you born in 2004, right around then, that year?
I was born in 03.
03. So you were just a little...
Right as I was starting to, in 2003, I was born October 2003. So the Red Sox almost made the World Series that year. They were in the ALCS. And then the year after that, they made it. And I actually have a picture from 2004 with my dad. I don't even remember this, but after they won the World Series in 04.
Is that sort of where, your love of sports came in? Was it, where did that, you sort of feel like this was one of your passions as you grew up?
So around the age of 5, my dad got me both my parents actually, they got me baseball cards, thinking that I was when I was younger, I was into letters and numbers. That was kind of my thing. They thought I would be interested in reading the lineups and seeing all the stats of the players, and the baseball cards got me interested in baseball first. That was the first sport that I was really interested in. And after that, from there, I got into football, got into basketball, all the Boston teams. And I think what's kept me interested is it's a community. It's something that everyone around here especially, can talk about, and it brings people together, people bond around it. So yeah. I think that's something that's kept me interested over the years.
Yeah. And you think about, commonalities with people and in social situations and whatever, no matter who you are, if you can talk, if you have something you're passionate about and can bond with somebody, it makes everything so much easier. If you've got a little anxiety growing up about whoever you are, about nervous about talking to somebody about anything, I think sports is such a great way of sort of shedding some of those walls and saying, you're so knowledgeable, Andrew, and you can tell the confidence in which you speak. I feel like throughout your life, I'm sure that's really helped you in different situations and just being able to talk to people, right?
Yeah, I think definitely my confidence has improved over the years. And I think, I was definitely kind of shy growing up. It was almost like I didn't feel connected with people. I didn't feel the need to talk to people. But I think once yeah, once I realized how many sports fans there were around me and how much I knew about sports, I was able to start conversations and eventually make friends. So I think that kind of made me friends from the get-go, and now I've become more comfortable talking about other things, and I think I've just become more confident overall.
Yeah, that's really cool. In terms of what you've been able to do, because I like I mentioned at the beginning, you've had different opportunities to do different things, and you've already started your sports broadcast career. What
Yeah.
maybe is one of the coolest? What's one of the highlights of an interview or something you've covered so far?
All right, I'd say I'm gonna start with the coolest game I went to.
Okay.
So Dunkin' Donuts Boston, their Twitter account, like their marketing team actually reached out to me and asked if I want to attend Game 5 of the 2019 Stanley Cup. It was Bruins and St. Louis Blues. That was a really cool game to attend, and
Yeah.
I got to it was a really nice opportunity thanks to Dunkin' Boston. They kind of let me tweet about my experience. So yeah, that was really cool. And I'd say my best interview would probably be, yeah, it would probably be Rob Gronkowski. I got the chance to meet
Here
him.
with retired Patriots star Rob Gronkowski.
Like he was probably my favorite Patriots player growing up. He was drafted right around when I became a fan, and he was amazing. In 2011, he almost won this team the Super Bowl. In
Yeah.
2011, we would have had 7 if it weren't for how that Giants game ended. But yeah, Gronkowski was my favorite player growing up, and even though he was retired by the time I was able to interview him, I met him at this Autism Awareness Summerfest event. Yeah, it was really cool just being able to meet like one of the best Boston athletes of this generation.
He's as advertised, right? You know, what you
Yeah.
see is what you get with Gronk.
Yeah, he was just as energetic in person as you see on the TV screen.
What's up, everybody? We are here live at E-Money's party, and Gronk loves gonk knots. Let's go.
I'm sure he loved meeting you and hearing some of your takes as well. So I'm sure the conversation was a fun one. You mentioned, some of the fundraisers and whatnot you've worked with in the past, the Flutie Foundation as well. And I guess I want to ask you, what impact has that made on your life? The Doug Flutie Jr. Foundation for Autism, in terms of some of these opportunities you've got and the way you've been able to help the foundation itself with your own personality and whatnot.
So I think, yeah, it all started with the Flutie Foundation back in 2016. At the time, I was a little bit scared even sledding down a hill, and the Flutie Foundation had this ski program that they taught me how to ski up in Waterville Valley, and that was through the Flutie Foundation. What I did after that, I had a really fun weekend up in Waterville learning how to ski. I wrote kind of an experiential article on my blog about the weekend. I shouted out the Flutie Foundation, and yeah, so the Flutie Foundation kind of knew who I was after that, and they invited me to come MC their Flutie 5K in 2017.
I'm here live at the finish line. Runners are coming through now. They're hot, they're tired, they're getting water. I'm here live with one of the top finishers.
So that was kind of the first thing I did at one of their events, and from there I was able to become the first Flutie Fellow. They were trying to make an impact on a lot of people that are autistic are either unemployed or underemployed, and they're trying to make an impact in helping people with autism follow their passions and find jobs. And they thought having me do some sports reporting for the Flutie Foundation would be a good way to get it started. And the first thing I did as a Flutie Fellow, they flew me out to Seattle, and I was able to cover the Special Olympics USA Games. They were sponsoring a couple golfers out there. So I covered the golf tournament there. And I think since then, the Flutie Foundation's done a lot for me, and I've found ways to give back too. I did the Gonk Knox thing that was around that was an event based off the documentary I did for the Algonquin football team, but ended up raising some money for the Flutie Foundation through that too. And since then, I've done a charity fantasy football league for them, and I also made these T-shirts with my new logo, and we sold some T-shirts to raise money for the foundation. So I found ways to kind of have a cross between my passion for sports and fundraising for a cause I care about and a community I care about that I want to give back to because they've done so much to help me.
Absolutely. I mean, it sounds like you've put in so much yourself into that as well. What does it mean
Yeah.
for you to sort of be this example and this inspiration for those who might have a disability, who might see what you're doing, and be like, wow, like he's awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's that mean for you to be able to be that sort of that person, that example and role model?
It feels great, honestly. I think, yeah, back in 2019 when I gave, this is when I was getting into public speaking. There was a former preschool teacher of mine who'd been following my story on Facebook, and she gave me the opportunity to give a keynote speech at the Federation for Children with Special Needs. That's gala. That's, I mean, I think it was, no, it was their Visions of Community conference, and she's working for FCSN now, and she gave me that opportunity. And I said in that speech, I told my story, and I said that I hope my story can inspire others, and I think that really has come to I think that's really come true in recent years. Like, I think that speech inspired a lot of parents who were worried about their kids' futures. And I think since then, I've been able to inspire a lot of other people. And I really like seeing um, other people, other people who are autistic, like being able to pursue the things they are interested in, and like really they can do anything they put their mind to.
Yeah. How important do you think it is for somebody who might have autism or disability to have like a resource, to be able to maybe give them a little help, like you said, to go in and work, and find a
Yeah.
job in life? Why is that so important to you and to those in the community?
Anyone who has a disability, anyone who's autistic can do anything that they put their mind to, as I just said. But I think that ability to do that comes with support. Like, I mean, no one can, like, I think everyone needs help, to be honest. Like,
True.
everyone needs someone to support them along the way as they work towards their goals. And I think, like, I don't think I'd be where I am today without the support I've received. And I think it just kind of shows, like, if people receive the right supports, that they can do great things. And that's what I think, that's why it matters so much, this community, and why it matters so much to me, because with the right support, people can maximize their potential and follow their dreams.
Yeah, and you might grow up, and no matter who you are, in a different circumstance than somebody else. And I think everybody's background is just a little bit different when it comes to that and what you're given. But at the same time,
Yeah.
like, you're an example that does, that doesn't matter at the end of the day. Like, you can still
Yeah.
use the talent and the gifts that God has given you to really make a difference in this world. I think that's such an important lesson.
Yeah. I think, like, yeah, like, everyone has to overcome some kind of challenge. And I think some people face more challenges than others. But yeah, at the end of the day, anyone can make an impact on the world. There's lots of ways that I can find the support I need to get where I need to go. And I think, yeah, not everyone has access to that support. So I think it's important that everyone does.
What's next then?
So I'm going to be a senior in high school this year, and this fall I'm going to be applying to college. So I'm probably going to apply to a lot of the top sports journalism schools, and hopefully that'll set me up for internships and eventually jobs in this industry. So I think that's a good next step for me. And in the meantime, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing with my website and keep looking for opportunities to build on my experience.
Yeah, those are all great things. The next step in your life, like you said, building upon what you've already done. And I think that's really a great perspective to have as such a young kid too. That's really great. But just want to say thank you. And I told you, everybody, he is already a sportscaster. He's got it. I mean, obviously, to be able to talk like that about these teams is impressive for sure. He's a Flutie Fellow. He's a great example for the community and an inspiration to so many. Andrew Roberts, thank you for your time. We appreciate it. And I'm going to try and run fast, because I'm doing the run, of course, the Falmouth Road Race, running for Dougie's team, run faster with you in mind. So, if you want to send me a note or something leading up to help me go faster, I will listen. Don't worry.
Yeah. I mean, first of all, thank you for having me. It was really an honor being on the show. And thank you for all the high praises with my sportscasting career so far, and I look forward to seeing how you do in Falmouth. That's going to be.
Me too. All right, Andrew Roberts, thanks, man. We appreciate the time. Everyone, keep an eye on Andrew as the time goes on. Looking forward to seeing just exactly what your future looks like, Andrew. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
If you want to help out people like Andrew Roberts succeed in life, go to FlutieFoundation.org to find out how to get involved and also how to donate. And if you want to donate to the cause that I am trying to raise money for, and that's for the Falmouth Road Race I'm running for Dougie's team coming up in August. If you want to donate to my goal of $1,000 for the race day, do that as well. You can find some of those links on my social media at Tom Meets World on Instagram, at Tom Eschen Jr. on Twitter as well.